Kamusta? Today, we are going to discuss about the different notes and rests in music. By the way, I am your teacher in MAPEH. I'm Charlene J. Garcia, and this week, we are going to start with music. Before we start, please allow me to use two different languages. English, because this is the medium of instruction in MAPEH, and then Filipino, so that we can understand each other very well. So let's start. When we see these symbols, these are notes. And notes represent sound. Again, notes represent sound. Well, when you see this kind of symbols, these are rest. And rest is a symbol that is used to represent silence. Again, notes are symbols that represent sound, and rest is a symbol that is used to represent silence. Let us go to the different kinds of notes. The first kind of note is the whole note. Whole note has 4 beats. Paano yung 4 beats? Ang counting natin ay 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is whole note. Another kind of note is the half note. Half note receives 2 beats. Kapag pinagsama ang dalawang beats ng half note or dalawang half note, ito ay makakabuo ng beat katulad ng beat sa whole note. So, paano yung half note? Paano ang beat ng half note? That is 1, 2. 1, 2. That is half note. Again, 1, 2. Half note, 1, 2. Another kind of note is the quarter note. Quarter note receives 1 beat. So, quarter note sounds like this. 1, 1, 1, 1. That is already 4 beats or 4 quarter notes. So, kapag isa lang, isang quarter note lang, it sounds like this. That is quarter note. Again, quarter note. Another kind of note is the eighth note. Eighth note receives 1 half beat. When we combine 2 eighth notes, that is already equivalent to 1 beat. So, paano yung dalawang eighth note? That is 1 end. Again, 1 end. Dalawang eighth note yon. 1 end. Next kind of note is the 16th note. 16th note has a faster beat. It has or it receives 1/4 beat. Pag pinagsama-sama natin ang apat na 16th note, that is already equivalent to 1 beat. So, lalagyan natin ito ng bilang. Bigyan natin ito ng bilang ng 1 and 2 and again, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. That is already 4 16th notes. Again, 16th note. Apat na 16th note. Let us now go to the different types of rest. Diba kanina sabi natin, rest represents silence. So, when you see the symbol, this is a whole rest. It receives 4 beats of silence. Full rest, 4 beats of silence. Half rest receives 2 beats of silence. Quarter rest receives 1 beat of silence. Eighth rest receives 1/2 beat of silence. While the last kind of rest, the 16th rest, receives 1/4 beat of silence. Let us now go to the dotted notes and the dotted rest. So ano bang ginagawa ng dotted notes at ng dotted rest? When you see a dot placed after a note or a rest, it indicates an increase of the time value by 1/2 of its original value. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Halimbawa, what kind of note is this? Correct. It's a quarter note. At meron siyang katabing dot. So this is quarter note and a dot. Ang quarter note ay mayroong isang beat. Ngayon, sabi, kapag meron daw itong katabing dot, ang isang note o ang isang rest, mag-i-increase ito ng kalahati ng kanyang original value. So, kung ang quarter note ay may isang beat, ang kalahati ng isa ay 1/2. Ibig sabihin, magdadagdag tayo ng 1/2 beat. So, a dotted quarter note is equivalent to 1 and 1/2 beats. Another example. This note is a half note, and the half note has 2 beats. Tama? At meron itong katabing dot. So, ang kalahati ng half note ay 1, meaning magdadagdag tayo ng isa pang beat. So, a dotted half note is equivalent to 3 beats. How about rest? This is a quarter rest. And a quarter rest receives 1 beat of silence. Ang kalahati ng 1 ay 1/2. So 1 plus 1/2 equals 1 and 1/2 beat of silence. Another example. This is a half rest. And a half rest receives 2 beats of silence. So ang kalahati ng 2 ay 1. Meaning, this dotted half rest is equivalent to 3 beats of silence. So let's have a review. These are the different kinds of notes and rest. Full note and full rest receives 4 beats. Half note and half rest receives 2 beats. Quarter note and quarter rest receives 1 beat. Eighth note and eighth rest receives 1/2 beat. And 16th note and 16th rest receives 1/4 beat. How about the dotted notes and rest? A dotted half note is equivalent to 3 beats. A dotted quarter note is equivalent to 1/2 beat, and so on and so forth. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to message me through Facebook Messenger. Again, this is your teacher. I'm your teacher, Tchr. Thank you very much for listening.